Hi everyone. Today we're going to do Mixed Media Morsels dessert number 2. And for that I'm going to take some burlap and make some shapes out of the burlap. Sometimes when you use burlap or fabrics that fray really badly on the edges when you cut things out, I thought this would be a cool way to make an embellishment. I already had a little trial run at it. And this is just regular burlap fabric, and I painted it with acrylic paint. So what happens when you do that is it stiffens it up a little bit. It's still flexible, still bends, but it's stiff enough now that it will not come apart. It won't fray and come all to pieces on you. So I thought that would be a fun little embellishment to make. Here's another one just done in teal. And these can be decorated. I haven't done any further steps on these other than this one. This one I didn't paint on. What I did was took some regular Elmer's glue, just regular white glue, and I drew the shape of a heart with the glue. And I let it dry. And then I came back over it with a gold painter's pen. I'll show you what that looks like if I can put my hands on it real quick. Here it is. Here we go. So it's just this pen, painter's, and I just colored the glue where I had placed the glue around the edge. Okay, so there you can see what that looks like, and it's shiny. It looks really cool with the burlap, or the natural colored burlap. So I just wanted to show you how simple this is. I'm going to move those aside for just a minute, and I've got a piece of burlap already cut. I bought a roll of this, gosh, a couple of years ago, and I had never done anything with it, and so I thought, well, it's time to use that stuff. So anyway, I'm just using regular, craft paint, regular, inexpensive craft paint. So I'm just going to put a little out here on the craft mat, and just going to take a brush and just brush some on, show you how simple this was. I thought I would maybe make a leaf shape. Okay, and so, very simple shapes is all I'm doing. Nothing nothing very detailed or intricate, okay, because this is just a basic, something that's simple for you to cut out is what I'm going for, okay. I'm just painting over the surface, and the cool thing about this is you can use your heat tool to dry it if you don't want to wait, if you're not impatient. I mean, if you are impatient like me, I typically will use my heat tool to dry things when I can. Glues don't always dry as quickly as paint does, but this worked fantastically. Okay, so there's a little bit of that, and put just a little bit of a dark shade in there just for a little bit of contrast. Nothing special, just slapping stuff on, okay? And it wants to soak into the burlap, which is good. You want it to soak in and really get all of the fibers wet, and then all of the fibers will dry with the paint inside it. So it's really cool. I'm going to do a couple more, just some different colors. While I have it out, just play for a minute. Okay, so we'll do one down here. Same idea. And then I'll show you how quick it is to dry them and cut them out. I have a little piece of wax paper underneath here just to catch the paint. You can also put actually, the first time I did that with these two, I put a little piece of craft paper underneath and it caught the paint, and then I cut the shape of the hearts out, and they weren't completely covered, so it looked kind of cool. And so you can do that and catch the paint, on a piece of paper that you might want to cut up and use for collage or something like that. Okay, there's one. Now let me get a little bit of a darker color of that type of green. Whoa, paint came out like crazy here. To use that up in something in a minute. Okay, just put a little bit of a dark shade in there. All right, and it's pretty good. Let's just dry that up. Okay, let's see if that's dry. Pretty dry. It's not completely dry, but it's dry enough to handle and it doesn't come off on your hands. So cut that in real time for you so you can see how quickly it works. All right, and then I just take the scissors and trim around the outside of the shape. You want to trim as close to the paint as you can. I can see here, let me get a piece of white here. I can see here that I left a little bit of the tan edge there, and that will eventually flake off, so I'm going to trim it again just to give it a little bit more, get it a little bit closer to that painted edge that's nice and stiff and won't come apart. See how that's coming apart there? So just want to trim off any of that that's still the natural color around the edge. Okay. So there's one. This does have a lot of fibrous stuff in it, so you want to be careful not be inhaling all of that. Keep it away from your face somewhat. But I just think these are going to make the cutest little embellishments for projects. And speaking of projects, you guys, I did make a little project using one of my desserts from last time, one of my wood embellishments from last time's dessert, the first one. And I put it up on my blog, so make sure you go and check my blog. The link is in the description of this video. And if you can't find it, make sure you click see more or more underneath the description. It doesn't show everything unless you open it up. So be sure you click there and you'll see the link to my blog and other places you can find me there. But anyway, I did a little project and I want you to see what it looks like. I had a lot of fun. And I didn't show a video or anything, but I did show some pictures of what I had created. So, all right, so now we have a bunch of burlap. Let's get this fiber stuff off the desk. I don't want to inhale this stuff because I have enough allergy issues without dealing with this. So let's get rid of it. Okay. All right, so now we can look at the little leaves. So you can see how cute they are. Really colorful and fun. And like I said, these can be further embellished, and maybe I'll do a little bit of that in just a minute. I want to set them aside over here with the little hearts. And I mean, look how fun and colorful that is. That's just, to me, that's really, it's really exciting to think that you can do something like that with burlap, which, you know, I couldn't think of a whole lot of things to do with burlap as far as embellishments go. But I did know that acrylic paint will stiffen something like that up. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay, then I also took some burlap ribbon. Now, I know it's hard to see what I did here, but you can see it if you look closely. And I also have a photograph that I took last night when I put this glue down on these ribbons. And I'll insert that picture right here. But I just took the Elmer's glue bottle, and I'll show you. I'll do this. I'll do that live too, so you can see. But I took the glue bottle and just drew a few shapes, some flowers, some circles, some hearts on each one of these strips of ribbon. So then all you do at that point is cut out around the edge of the glue, just like I cut out around the edge of the paint. But first, let's do one. Let's take the red. I'm going to cut these off where I have already used glue. I'll trim one of those out in just a few minutes, but I just want to show you how simple this is. It's so simple. Okay, I'll put the wax paper back out because the glue will go through just like the paint went through. The glue will go through. So this is, like I said, regular white school glue. And I don't want to put my hand in that glue. I mean in that paint. Okay, so I just took the glue bottle. Make sure we get it started here. And I just drew a shape. Okay. Just like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like you can see, this is a little lopsided. It doesn't matter. It's mixed media art, you know. We play with all kinds of fun things, and imperfections are awesome. So don't worry about imperfections. And then I thickened up the line just a little bit because sometimes when you're drawing with glue or something wet like this, you kind of, if you're like me, you tend to kind of draw it quickly. And then it thins out and you don't get as thick of a glue line as you would like. So I just go back over it in any of the places that look thin. Okay. And just thicken it up. And that's all I did. Literally, that's all I did. And then I left it to dry. And I did leave it overnight. Just because I wanted to make sure it was thoroughly dry when I started to cut on it. So, that's it. So simple, so easy. Okay, and then like I said, just let that sit and dry, and then you can cut it out. I'm going to move it over for now because I'm not going to cut that one. You might be able to heat that with a heat tool and dry it quickly. I don't know. I usually just let glue dry on its own. But I can show you how these went, you know, with these other colors here. I'm going to trim these off too because they're heavy on the spool. And that way they won't fall off the desk like they've already done. The spools are already on the floor. Okay. So let's start with this one. Let's see, I'm looking at the shapes here, trying to see what I did. It's on the other side maybe. No, but you can see it really well on the back where it went through. That's cool. That is cool. All right. Yeah, this one was a flower on this side. And I did circles and hearts. So let's see, I'm going to cut a circle, I think, right here. Just because I don't have any of those laying out over here. So I'm going to trim this out. And I'm just staying close to the glue line. And these were, you know, freehand circles. Not, you know, anything used a stencil or anything like that. Although you could do that. You could lay a stencil down and use your glue bottle if you wanted to and draw around the shape inside. Then rinse your stencil. But I like the fun, organic, freehand stuff whenever possible. I think that's just awesome. So see? Simple little circle, and it's stiff around the edge so it's not going to come apart. I just love that. I just love it. All right, I'm going to lay those aside for a minute, and let's see what we've got here. Red one. All right, I'm going to cut, I'll cut a little heart, a little small heart here. out. Just separate that there. Okay, it's hard to see the glue. It's a little challenging, but you can feel it too. I mean, your scissors can feel where the glue is, so just cut right on that outside edge of the glue. You can always trim it up some too once you're done cutting it out. Okay. So that one's really wonky looking. Okay, cut that little edge there. Okay, so I'm not really happy with the way that came out, like a point on the top side here. So there's a lot of glue there, so I can simply cut some of that glue away and round that out a little bit more there. See, it's not nearly as pointy as it was. All right, so there's a heart, a little red heart. And what are we going to do with the pink? Let's see, maybe the flower. Yeah, the flower was on this end. And cut that apart. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to try to see this one. It's a little bit challenging, but I still think the whole outcome is just the coolest thing. They're so fun. Find where my glue is. Okay. Okay, there we go, a little flower. So you can make whatever shapes, you know, appeal to you, whatever shapes would be easy for you to draw with the glue bottle or with the paint and to cut out. So that was my main goal, was to keep it simple enough to draw and be able to cut it out. Okay, got to get rid of some more of this fibrous stuff. All right. Oh, I did want to cut one more thing. Let's do I want to do one of the circles here on the red. Just to put inside the flower. I thought it might be cute. Or we might use a button or something like that. So, but I'm going to cut one just to have, in case I decide to use it. I'll have it cut out and ready to go. Okay. Very cute. Okay, so just to embellish these just a little bit, I thought adding some buttons or some brads or even some paper flowers that I'm sure most of you have laying around your house. I kind of like this light pink button on this instead of that little red center. I kind of like this on here. And I'm going to sew it on because you can sew through the burlap. Now I'm using a dental floss threader. You use these when you need to thread dental floss through, like when you have a bridge or something like that. But they work really well for things when you're using a thicker thread that might be kind of hard to put through a needle. So it's got a stiff end that you can use just like a needle and a really big eye. So, oops, I need to do this the other way. I want the tail to come out the top because I'm going to tie it when I get it. When I get it sewn on here. There we go. Just going to make a little bow there. I think it'd be kind of cute. We'll make an adorable little embellishment. You know, trying to keep these really simple, because simple is sometimes like it's just the way to go. It's easy, and it's effective and cute. So I don't think we need to get too detailed to make something look nice and add a little pizzazz to a project. So just pulling the threads to get the bow loops down to the size I want them, and then I'll tighten it up really good. I'll probably add a little dot of glue there to hold that, but you can see how cute. Let's see how cute that can look. Now another thing, since that glue is hard around the edges, you can take something like a paint pen, or you can use a paintbrush with, you know, a small paintbrush with white paint on it if you're going for white. But you can just basically color around the edge. This is what I did with that gold, the gold paint pen on the other little heart. No, here it is, this one. That's what I did with that one. So just coloring along the glue. And it kind of helps disguise the glue a little bit, and it also adds like an outline, you know, which looks really nice. I know it's hard for you to see this. I brought out a white sheet. Now you won't be able to see that very well, but I'm not going to do the whole thing. I just want to give you the idea of how it looks. Let's see if there's, I'll just hold it in my hand. Maybe I can, there we go. You get the idea. So you can give it a little outline. You can do a better job than I did, but but I think that looks really cute. All right, so there's something to do. And I'm not going to sew and glue all of these on, but I wanted to show you, you know, just adding a button. You know, you can stitch it or you can glue it on. It doesn't matter, you know. Got one of these little brads that's got like a three-dimensional flower on top. I thought that would be really cute. You can go right through these large openings on the burlap. And there you go. Cute little embellishment. And in fact, we could probably add words too. Again, got a word here. So that could be glued right down. I mean, it's just a matter of just playing, using the things you have. A good way to use up some stuff from your stash, you know. Here's a little yellow flower. It's kind of cute on the leaf. Let's see. I'm sure you guys have some of these paper flowers laying around, right? Put a little brad through that and attach it to anything, any of the shapes that you cut out. You can attach and use up some of these little things and just make a really nice layered embellishment. And so that's the idea here today, is just making something really cute and layered. And use the burlap. You probably have some burlap ribbon like I was showing you here. You probably have some of that laying around, or some actual burlap fabric. Or maybe someone has given you a bag, you know, a little burlap bag with some items in it or something. You can cut that bag apart. If you're not using it, you know, use it up and make something cute with it. But this is just a fun little idea, I think. So I can't wait to see what you guys do for your dessert number 2. And remember, like I said, you can do this if you don't have burlap. Do it with a piece of fabric. Do it on a piece of canvas that you might have laying around, because the acrylic paint will stiffen up those as well. You know, it will stiffen up fabrics and canvas and stuff. So, you know, look around and see what you have, and make something cute. And I can't wait to see what you do. Be sure and post it in the Mixed Media Morsels Facebook group. And if you're not a member, feel free to go there. There'll be a link in the description of this video, and you can request to join. So have fun, everybody, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.